You ripped a lot of people off. You ripped a lot of people off at that show. You are, I'm sorry, I'm going to start over. Dalton, you are accused of ripping a lot of people off at your last show this past week. This is now Friday. Your show was last Saturday. I know you've tried to catch up with some people. Who still is owed money? Be honest.
The microphone guy I hired last minute. He agreed for the price, $200.
Mm-hmm.
He did follow me three towns up north and punched me in the eye that night. And like what you said, you put it on your video, and he said, "There's your 200," and then he continued to ask for it. When I get around to it, I'll pay him, but I'm tapped right now because I've been paying Gary Wolf, who is, like I said,
You have to pay him off.
Yeah, Gary got 500 so far.
Okay.
And he's gonna get the rest. And he's being cool about it. This other guy, I'd rather have a show with a microphone than a show without a microphone for balls.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Like I had a decision to make.
Right.
Marzano gave me the number to call, and yeah, I tried the gimmick. I'll put it out there. I tried the gimmick to say, well, John booked the guy, so John should pay him.
Yeah, no, like, dude, you have to take responsibility. It's your show.
Yeah. But I was told multiple times. That's my fault, but I was told multiple times when it comes to ECW legend Jason Knight, the ring announcer Nadia Steele, ECW Lumini Angel Amoroso,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have control of what they do on this show. I know there were maybe kids in the audience. Her nipples did not come out. So I don't have control over that. Like I said, I didn't even go over what they were doing. Maybe that's my fault. There were just so many changes.
When you see, this is the problem, right? Is I feel like you're running a show and you don't know how to run a show. Like, I had people tell me that don't run shows and have never run shows, that you were coming up to them and asking them, what do I do next? What do I do now? Or what should I do with this? Like, because you didn't know what the hell you were doing. And no offense, bro, you're 23 years old. I wouldn't know how to run a show when I was 23, and I was wrestling for like 4 years. I wouldn't have had the first clue. Guess what? 24 years later, I still would struggle doing it. And I'm a promoter. I run my own show here, But it's still hard because it's different. Because now you have customers you have to serve.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you're bringing in paid talents. Okay? So there's a lot of moving parts there. And I feel like you really, instead of just running your own shows, you need to shadow somebody. You need to intern under somebody. Like whether it was Rob Fury or, somebody better, whoever. Like, you kind of were doing that, but you didn't do it long enough. You're like, oh, I know how to get a ring rental. Oh, I know how to get a venue. And then you were out the door and doing it yourself. But you got to see how they work through the problems, how they handle the stresses.
Yeah. But I did not, there's a few people that a vendor brought in, so I was not responsible for paying them. When I have money, I'm going to send them something.
Okay, who are they?
Nadia Steele, Jason Knight.
Okay, and how much are they owed?
I'm probably going to send them each 100. I didn't talk money with them. When you don't talk money with someone, you're told by a vendor that they're bringing them in.
Okay, so how much did the vendor agree to pay them?
I have no clue. He put them up in a hotel.
Who was the vendor?
Chris.
Chris and Nino.
So he put them up in a hotel.
Okay.
So obviously he brought them in.
Right.
I didn't pay for the hotel. He told me not to worry about it in my budget. He said I have enough to worry about on the phone multiple times.
So Chris and Nino was the vendor for them.
Yeah, Chris brought them in.
And Chris and Nino is the one then that owes them the money.
He got the trophy, and I'm not.
Well, to be fair, those weren't the guys chasing you to the car.
Yeah, they weren't. I know.
Right. To be fair.
But that's the rumor that's being put out there too. That I owe a few other people, and I just want to say, when a vendor brings somebody in, I'm tapped right now. If I had extra money, I would have given it to them.
Now, I'm gonna have to talk to Chris independently and verify this story, obviously, but that's something I will look into. And check out your story. However, guys like Hellaware chasing you to the car, laying behind the car so you can't leave. You paid him $50 of $175. Then you paid him, I guess, another. Tell me that you paid him another $50.
So he was friends with the Gypsy originally, and the Gypsy said he was going to pay him. The Gypsy did not bring the right amount, just kind of like Lucha in September. Like, I'm going to take accountability. It's my responsibility to pay Hellaware.
Mm-hmm.
I only had $75 on my Cash App, I think, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent him $50. The other guy did not have Cash App in the striker.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to him. He said he was one of those guys. He's a cool guy. He said he's going to sell 20 tickets. He sells 4, which is better than nothing. I'm grateful for 4. I said you get $5 each ticket, and I promised him 70. The reason I promised him 70 is better than the average indie payday, I think. Especially look at the crowd we had. 70's all right. And I would have said base pay 40 or 50 if I knew he was going to bring in less than 10 people. But I gave him 70 because I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and then I gave him the incentive. And so I owed him $90. I gave him 15. I owed him 75. He threatens to go to my parents' house, to go to my house, to find me. So I cash app him the next day, and now he wants to be on the next show. He's a cool guy. He took care of John in the ring. Now we're good.
Okay. Oh, that was the guy that wrestled John.
Yeah, so we're good. It's just him and Hellaware and the microphone guy. That's it.
Okay, so what was that guy's name?
The Striker.
The Striker. Okay. Yeah, he looked familiar.
He hasn't wrestled in a few years. He's pretty good, though. He's a nice guy. He asked me what drugs I do on the phone.
Okay.
And I told him I just smoke weed. He said, I can respect that. And I said, thank you for listening. Like, I wasn't cracked out or coked up that night, actually. I know my eyes were pupils or whatever. I was just stressed out.
Do you do drugs?
I've never done opiates. I've never done crack. I've never done meth. I've partied. I've had nose candy. I don't do it often.
Booger sugar?
Yeah, I mean, I've done that. I'm not gonna I'll be honest with you. Like, yeah, like some people won't have done it. They won't be honest.
Listen, a lot of people in wrestling have done it. It's not like it's like this. Oh my God, Dalton did cocaine. Like everybody in wrestling does it. Tony Khan is like a notorious coke addict. Like it is what it is. If you're not addicted to it and it's not screwing up your daily life, you do it once in a while. Whatever. You know, if you're a heroin addict, different.
Yeah, I never did heroin
crack.
Or anything.
You don't do crack. You don't do heroin.
I've done ecstasy maybe twice. I've done ecstasy twice. I've done Molly once. I've never smoked crack. I like Xanax to relax because I get hyper. I like maybe I would like Adderall, but Adderall is kind of like Coke, so maybe it would turn into a bad habit. So maybe I shouldn't even get involved with Adderall.
Yeah, I would say I don't understand how you would be a drug addict when you don't have a car. You don't have anything.
But, yeah, I've watched my friends die of that should still be growing up with me.
Right.
That touch that stuff. So I know to stay away because I literally see it like in their 20s. They're not growing up with me, and that's the worst thing that you could think about.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you drink? Do you get drunk?
I work at a bar, so I drink, but I don't really do hard liquor. Especially, I don't like mixing liquor. I always get sick. Last time I did that was on Thanksgiving. I learned my lesson, but I like to have maybe 3-4 beers and then go to bed. Maybe twice a week tops.
Do you drink with people?
No, I have like a drink after, I have a drink at the bar sometimes. Not really like a lot, but I just go in my room, smoke, have a few beers after work, relax. Like I'll drink maybe a 6-pack the most, like a Bud Light, Corona, Budweiser.
And you just chill out at home? Like you don't hang out with friends or girlfriend or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm single. My girlfriend, she got mad at me. We only dated for like 5 weeks. I met her on Bumble.
Okay.
And we ordered Domino's. We got it on. We had fun. She used to buy me a lot of food.
Yeah.
I got too comfortable with her driving me around and stuff, and she was like, "I'm done taking care of him. He acts like Teddy Hart. He's a child. Yeah, like he acts like a kid, And I still wear the same outfits, and she said I dress stupid, and I told her like I'm not gonna change for anyone. Like I told like the next girl, the first date I went on with her, I wore Zubas, and my mom even said, "What are you doing?" Like, and I was like, I'm just being myself. Like, if I'm not myself, it's not going to work out, I think.
No, I respect that. Like, same. When I was dating, I had to be myself. I'm Grim. This is who the fuck I am. You either take it or I have to find somebody else. I would try to hide myself sometimes. I'd be like, I can't hide myself. I don't want to do that. Who's your best friend?
My best friend? Man, right now, I mean, Jimmy was my best friend. Really, I felt for a while, but not anymore because we have, he's so caught up with Rob Fury.
Jimmy hates you.
Yeah, Gary's my friend, but it's also a business relationship. So I don't know if I could say it's my best friend. Chad has also been kind of no selling me, distant, not really giving me opportunity.
Wait, Chad Mines?
Yeah, we're friends, but we're not close like we used to be.
But yeah,
we're still boys.
So. We're shooting, so people think that you and Chad are not only close boys, but that you guys are even closer than that.
Nah, that's all. People are jealous that I got on, wrestled cool guys on his shows that were big names, and you know, I put Standalone on the map with that Schlack match. I do feel like he had Boardwalk Beatdown, which was cool, but then when he brought back Standalone, I wrestled Rhett Titus, and then I wrestled Schlack on Standalone, and then After Dark, I've done a lot of cool stuff. So I was a big part of Chad and getting his love back of running shows, and then when Chad gets it going, he goes big, and he's got a lot of people like you that say, I don't want Dalton around. Yeah. So that's where, you know, that's the only thing, though. But me and Chad would text on Messenger every day. Sometimes he gets back to me, but he runs a business, too.
So he's been no-selling you lately?
No, I wouldn't say no-selling, but he doesn't really bullshit with me like he used to bullshit. But he'll like, react with a laugh emoji. But he used to be, like, really close to me, so I wouldn't say he's my best friend right now, but we're still friends.
Did Chad help you out with this most recent show?
My
financially.
Show?
Did Chad help you out at all financially?
No.
Truthfully?
No, he did not.
Because that's the number one accusation on the internet is people come at Chad Mines for enabling you. They think that he financially backs you, that no matter what happens, anything that you need covered, he's like, I got you, Dalton. Kind of like a little sugar daddy on the side. And you're going to sit here and tell me, look me dead in my eyes and tell me that's not true.
The first show, I was short maybe 200 something bucks, July.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled him aside after I did that stupid angle with Jimmy. I said, Chad, I need your help. He said, no. He said, no. I said, dude, come on. It's only like 200 bucks. It's for some indie guys. It's nothing big. I promise you I will pay you back. He went in the locker room. They were about to jump me. They were about to get grimy with me. And he's like, what's your cash app? What's your cash app? Handle it for me. I built his ring a bunch of times. He didn't financially back that show. I was in a jam, 200 something bucks. He looked at it as Dalton's done a lot for me. I'll help him out this one time. Fast forward 2 months later, September the 2nd. So you go July 15th, September the 2nd. That's less than 2 months away.
Right.
And I ran a show.
Did you pay Chad back for that?
No.
Okay.
So we're gonna go into that. So the deal was I rented Chad's ring and the 200 was tacked on.
Okay.
I told him I was gonna pay him back. And he was like, all right, I'm not going to bury you and say you didn't pay me back. It was 200 something bucks. He built the ring a bunch of times. You're cool, you know.
Right.
He wasn't worried about that. He was just happy that.
Kind of like you worked it off.
Yeah. And I did stuff for him a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we were squared up pretty much. But when it was time to rent the ring, he wanted $500-600. I forget the exact number.
Okay.
But it wasn't like a crazy price. It was still lower than what he charges other people. Like, I think maybe $100 lower. I don't know.
Because you're a friend, right?
And he didn't have to drive that far up.
Getting the brother rate.
So at the end of the night, I'm thousands of dollars short in September, which Gary Wolf's screaming at me. I got, you know.
Yeah.
And
but you remember
were
that
there.
mess.
And, you know, guys didn't get their money. Lucha was trying to pay certain guys. I gave him what I had, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Wolf and I left together. Chad, I asked him, I was like, Chad, please help me. He said, no. Landscaper's wife told him not to help me. She's like head of his ring crew.
Yeah.
He did not give me a penny that day. Now, I didn't pay him for the ring.
I seen him pay like 2 or 3 guys. Chad.
That night?
That night. He brought aside, God, I forget who it was. He brought just 2 guys aside, and I was like, I wonder why he paid those 2 guys. But then all these other dudes, right, they were still mad, and he was like, and then they were like, come on, Chad. I think Dirtbag Dan was one of them.
Okay, I could answer that. There was a Cash App, I think, that they didn't have the right payment. I have Cash. That's a problem that happens sometimes. I have Cash App.
Yeah, so that's what he said. And he said, because I asked him, I said, did you just cover that for Dalton? And he said that guy didn't have the payment that Dalton has.
That's true.
That Dalton had $100 on his Cash App, and he don't have Cash App, but he had Venmo. Mm-hmm. So Dalton Cash Apped me the 100, and then I Venmoed him 100, something like that.
That checks out. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's what I was told.
Yeah.
So that's true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. That's the way we handled it.
Because I seen him paying people, and I said, well, there it is, clear as day. Chad's covering things for you.
See, that's the thing. That's what you got to.
Not that it matters. Not that it matters. It's just, people say it. Is it true or not? You know what I mean?
You just got to believe nothing of what you see.
Like if I was financing you, like if I'm Chad and I'm financing you, I'd be like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like I have my money, and if I want to help this guy and that guy and that guy and have 9 federations and help 6 others, I can do what I want. I can do what I want. And you don't like it? That's what I would say. Because as Grim, I go, I do what I want. And if you don't like it,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So if I'm Chad, and I feel like Chad would do that same thing. So when he tells me something, I believe him. Chad's always been straight with me.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I want it to be out there on the record.
He said I owed him about $1,000 after that.
Yeah.
And then I worked it off at XPW recently in Rochester where I fought Necro Butcher. I didn't get,
You didn't get paid for that.
I worked it off. He was the booker.
Okay.
And
So
my teeth are messed up. I gotta get it. What's the date? And January 4th that happens. I still gotta get that X-ray.
your jaw's crooked.
Yeah.
You had a giant welt.
So he puts me in those situations, and then he's like, "Oh, you don't owe me anymore." So, yeah, because he's lucky I don't sue his ass.
So do you think you just? I just had a ching in my head. Okay, you owe me $1,000. I'm Chad Mines. Okay, you owe me $1,000. Okay, and you're fucking Dalton. You don't have no $1,000. You'd be lucky to make $1,000 in the next 3 months. So when am I going to get my $1,000? Or you can go get your ass kicked by that guy for my entertainment, and I'll wash it away.
Yeah, he's a carny.
It's fucking P.T. Barnum, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think he's just?
He knows he's a carny. He gets a rush when he does it.
Do you think that he's putting you in a position now where it's just for his entertainment? Like,
I used to win a lot of matches, and then I wrestled Schlack, and then that was like barbed wire. I don't know if they tampered with that. They cut me up bad, and I got messed. They cut me up. So I've been in some. Let's just put it this way: whenever I worked Rob Fury's shows, I was never in danger, and I never felt like I could, pass out or die or anything like crazy like that.
It was just normal wrestling.
But when I work Chad shows, it gets scary sometimes, and I've been in situations that I still. Visually, you could fucking see what happened.
You ran away from Necro Butcher.
I don't know if I wouldn't say that.
That was work. It was planned for you to run.
I did what he told me to do.
Okay.
That's why I got my hat.
Okay.
To buy time.
To buy time.
Because he's fat, and he just wanted to stand there and do nothing.
No, that's good because you know why? Because everybody thought it was a shoot. Everybody thought you were running away. Everybody said the referee was the Necro was talking to the referee. Like, you're just gonna let happen what's gonna happen right now. Don't stop this. Just let it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was giving him the old brother. Just let it happen. And you're running away. And it's building the anticipation he's gonna fucking kill you if they can corral you back. So when you come back. Dude, now there's anticipation. He's going to get fucking murdered. Bro, it was beautifully written heat. The match was garbage, and I felt like he wasn't even doing anything to you. I felt every match before you, those guys got killed compared to what they did to you. Like, you got off luckiest of all night. And I was mad. I wanted to see you get killed.
Yeah,
brother.
I couldn't eat. So.
No, I know, but you weren't bleeding buckets and sliced up like a fucking goddamn piñata. These guys were getting killed, and I'm like, oh my god, imagine what they're gonna do to Dalton if this is what's happening now. You know what I mean? And then I was like, yo, that was like a wet fart. Like, okay, he got punched in the face, which okay, that was rough, but you weren't getting. I thought you were gonna be bleeding. I thought they were gonna gouge your fucking eyes out. I thought it was gonna be bad. Like I thought you were gonna get mass transited. What's next for you now? Like are you booked on any of those things? You're just off till March to your own thing because you got nothing now.
We'll see what pops up for February, but I'm going to try to go to maybe Ohio with Gary Wolf on his birthday in March. Bobby Fulton's got a nice show.
What about catching up with the people that you still owe money for? Like, you should really go into
That's why I'm not running the show in March, because I'm going to try to get everybody squared up. It's not a lot now, because the last show I squared up, so now we're just going to move forward squaring up with everyone.
Okay, so you got square with everyone from the previous September show. You don't owe anybody money from that?
I got to get Rat and Doo-Hop a little bit. I owe Rat, but I mean, Rat charges, I don't want to put out exactly, but he doubled his rate.
You didn't get the brother rate, I'm imagining.
I could have got it, but
You still owe.
I opened my mouth and I was like, I got you at your full rate.
Yeah, Well, so do you intend to catch up on those still, or are you still going to just let
Yeah,
those?
I'm just tapped right now. I would want Red to come back.
Where are you going to get money to catch up with these people from?
I work, so I'm just gonna work.
You have a job?
Yeah.
And so your own shoot money out of pocket.
Yeah. That's
So-
how I fund my shows.
So you fund your own shows. You lose money every show.
I lost like 20,000 probably in the budget. 3 shows since July. I've spent 20, and it's only January.
And for what? To go viral? I made more money. Literally, I made more money on your show with my video than you made on your show. And then I'm going to make more money on this.
I mean, my second show we pre-sold 35 tickets.
Okay.
We did, so I mean that wasn't bad. I mean, this was
Yeah, but-
okay. It was the budget was 10,000. You never get.
How do you have a $10,000 budget, bro? I've run GTS. I think for less than that for 7 years. No, I'm kidding. But, bro, like, do you have like these delusions when you have a $10,000 budget on a show that like there's gonna be like a line down the block of people ready to throw money at you because Gary Wolf is there and Gilbert is there and Rhett Titus is there and Grimm is there and Heath Slater is there.
I thought we were gonna have at least 300.
Yeah. Okay, so it's delusions of grandeur. That's actually a thing. That's where you literally hype yourself up so much to a point that you have these lofty aspirations that you fully expect are going to happen without doing any of the things to get there. You know? And it's funny because the promoter that I wrestled for when I broke into the business at 20 years old was the same as you, bro. Like, and that's why I think it's hilarious. And that's why I want to chronicle this. Is because nothing fucking changes. Okay? That the promoter that I worked for at 20 years old was literally you. He would do nothing to promote these shows. He would book all these fucking guys. He would sit there the night before and he'd go, think about it, Dave. Tomorrow, about 5 p.m., they're going to start lining up. Like, he's high out of his face. He's like, they're going to be like 6 blocks, 400 or 500 people. They're all going to fill in. He's like, and when you jump through that table, they're all going to be chanting, EWA, EWA. He's like, it's going to be the biggest moment of our lives, brother. And bro, like 8 fucking fans pull up and there's like 8 guys in a chair. And I'm like, dude, I don't even want to do the table spot. Nobody's going to see it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this is garbage. And I was investing money in it because I wanted to be a wrestler. And I paid him his insurance. And I got worked like the mark that I was. I gave him his insurance. And I bought the tag belts because I was going over for them. You know what I'm saying? Like all the carny shit that still happens today.
Yeah.
And it's like, I promise you, you'll lose another $20,000 if you keep this up. I promise.
This is the last show wasn't 10,000. The September show was 10,000. This show was more like under 4,000.
But you lost money.
Definitely, yeah. Well, I didn't profit.
Not at all.
We did maybe, if we're lucky, we did maybe $1,200 between the gate and the pre-sale. I didn't have any raffles or nothing because I didn't want to take away from the Balls merchandise. So I didn't put anything against it.
How are you gonna make this right to Balls? Because I feel if you're gonna do a memorial and you're gonna put that man's name on there and you're gonna get an article in the Asbury Park Press that says come to the Balls Mahoney tribute show, that Balls Mahoney family should get a minimum donation of $500 minimum.
And so when I see Balls family next, I'm gonna talk to them, and if I have the money on them, I'll give it to them right then and there.
How much?
I'm thinking like at least 500, like you're saying.
You want to make this right?
I do want to make it right
Because you're on the record now, so now now it's owed. Because now it's out there. Now it's owed.
Yeah, I could do that. I don't have it at the moment.
Well, obviously,
We're tapped, you know. But I had intent. Like if I had that, I would have gave it to the kid that night for ref and the thing. But I think we lost 2 venues. The week before the show, we lost the Tom's River venue. Then we lost the Manahawkin venue, and we had to go to Waretown to run the show. And for what we did on the fly, and I think the spirit of ECW, I think Balls would actually be proud that the show happened because I flew all those guys in and I changed the venue. And instead of saying there's no show, most promoters would have just folded right then and there and said, sorry guys, no show. And then at least if there was no show, imagine then the disappointment. So I did what I had to do, like to run the show, and it was actually a pretty good turnout. I'm happy with it. Like I thought it was a good show. So I'm gonna square it up with everybody, make everything right. But I was actually proud of the show. I thought it was a good show, and we had a good time. Everybody enjoyed the main event. I think Balls would actually be proud of it. That like the boy, some of the ECW guys were there. He was watching. He was like, "Wow, this kid pulled it off." You know?
Well, okay, so Balls is up in heaven looking at you, man. You're so proud of what you just did, and then he looks at his widow and his son, who are disappointed and feel lied to and feel conned.
Well, I don't think they felt that way until
they texted me and told me so. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to sit with you here, was I can show you the text messages where she said, "This kid lied to me. We got nothing. Yeah, he gave us free tickets to this garbage event where we were feared for our lives." She said, "I contemplated calling the police multiple times because things were getting so out of hand." She said, "And then on top of it, we made no profit. I sold 3 T-shirts and 1 8x10, half of which was to one guy who felt bad, which was Wampus, because I said, dude, I feel bad for them." I said, because there's nobody here. Because how do you sell merch to people when there's nobody there? The people that were there were her family that you comped in for free. So who's going to buy the merch?
I mean, we had like 30 paid, probably 30 something paid.
Yeah, but of those people, you know, you have like, when you have merch
Well, the show was too real. I understand the safety part. It was very like it was a crazy outlaw show. It was real. Like nobody was actually in danger, however.
I don't think so. When Chris and Nino slammed that chair on the floor against the Gypsy guy, that was terrifying. Like,
yeah, Christopher did that.
People gasped because they knew that what they were doing didn't look like rehearsed fighting.
I thought it was good. I thought that was what we needed.
No, it looked like garbage. It looked like hot garbage.
But it was entertaining. It was
intense.
I
was giggling.
It was intense though. Like
I was giggling at how bad it was. Okay.
Gary's going to pin me twice. We're just buying time. They're out there taking away from our match, going into business for themselves.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. No, I would have been pissed if that was me. If I was you and I'm wrestling in that match, I'd be pissed with these fucking idiots taking away from my match. Mm-hmm. You know, and I want to touch on 2 things. We're gonna finish up. I want to talk about the Gypsy because he needs to be gone, dude. You've seen the things that he's done, and you know there's all alleged and accusations, but we've seen it. We have proof of the things he says, the things he does.
So the Dina Steele thing, and I don't even want to mention her name really, but I don't know the extent of that. I know there's a video that was made with him running on a treadmill at like Mega Slam or something. He's in it, and he's like, "Oh, I got a lot of views." He's also older. He's not good with computers, and he's a little delusional. He's not all there, but I don't think he's like evil necessarily. But he's texting Adina. Maybe he thought she had a crush on him. I don't know. She has a boyfriend. When you're breaking into wrestling, you don't mess with the women wrestlers. Nothing good ever comes of it. And I told him that, and other people told him that, and he's sharing posts. I think a girl trained at a school with him. I don't know how old she was. She's training at the school. He mentioned to her, "You want to work out at the gym sometime? Do you drive? I like to lift weights." He doesn't drive. He didn't say anything else. If he would have said, "You want to come to my house? You want to go out to eat?" That's different.
Dalton, don't defend it. Don't defend it, okay? Listen, that dude's in his 40s, okay? I'm also a man in my 40s.
So that's what I was told,
Wait,
too.
okay? No, he didn't say anything sexual or anything weird. But to me, it's still sexual and weird, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because you know what I would never fucking do? Is ask a 16-year-old girl to go work out with me.
I haven't done that either. I haven't done it.
And why don't you? Because you know in your brain that that's socially unacceptable. You know in your brain that there's like... No, if you're hanging out with a girl... If I invite a girl to do something, it's generally because I'm interested in her.
I don't know how old she is. Really, I really don't know.
She was, at the time, she said she was 16 and 17.
Yeah.
You know, most guys try to hang out with girls because they want to get to know them. Okay? It's more than just a ride, especially if she's 16. She's not driving yet. Even 17, you're not supposed to be driving without your parent. So, who is this guy wanting to hang out with a 16-year-old girl? Pedophile. I'm sorry. There's no reason for a grown-ass man to ever ask a little girl to hang out. You don't do that. You just don't do that.
Yeah, I get
There's
that,
no
I get
defending it.
that.
There's no defending it. To ask
It's just that's all
child.
all I saw though. Like there's nothing else I really saw.
That's all we saw. Okay, but that's still enough for me.
sign, but-
Right, it's still enough for me. Plus, you literally just said he's not all there, bro. Is that somebody that should be wrestling in a ring on your show, trusting your body to someone who's not all there? Come on, dude.
As an athlete, he was good. I don't know if that's. I don't think he's like that though. I just think he's maybe.
He's not all there. You fucking said it. You, of all people, recognized it and seen it. So why would you ask someone else to trust their body?
If you do a background check on the guy, I don't think you're gonna find anything like.
I'm not saying he's a criminal. I'm not saying he's a criminal. He's weird. Okay, I'm saying he's weird. Like, to define weird, he's weird. He's creepy. He's had stalkish behavior. Okay, I'm not saying he's criminal or should be locked up. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's not all there in his head, and therefore.
And he leaves on his own. He left the company on his own.
Good.
At the time of the shooting, he does not work for FYW.
And I feel like
He's a liability. He just quits every other day because he flips out. Because I am on him about things. I do correct him. I do tell him, and when he doesn't like being told that.
And you just said he flips out on things. He doesn't like taking direction. So how are you as a promoter supposed to look at this guy and say, this is somebody I want to continue working with?
I didn't know the whole, like, now that we just talked it out, like, and I heard it the way you said it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard your perspective. You know, I didn't really think of it. The guy, people work for Feinstein. They go to it's a good convention. Icons, it's a good convention. Feinstein is behind it. People run it.
I don't go to that convention because when I found out Feinstein was behind it, I was like, no. Like, I didn't know that. And I think a lot of people don't know that.
He's flat out guilty of that, you know.
Right.
I don't think he went to jail, but
No, we seen him on To Catch a Predator showing up to have sex with a 14-year-old.
Like, and when I go there, I don't go up to him and say, hey, good to see you. I don't give him a hug or anything like that, you know. But I do the convention, I do business there. Everybody's been there. RVD, you know, I don't want to put everybody on the tape, but like.
Well, okay, but here's the thing, dude, right? So everybody works for Feinstein, and they said, well, he was caught on camera on To Catch a Predator on NBC showing up for sex with a child. He's clearly a pedophile, right? But from a perspective of people say, well, he atoned for it, doesn't do it anymore apparently, he's better, whatever. The man made a mistake and is trying to be better. I don't forgive pedophilia at all.
I don't either, yeah.
So, but apparently these people forgive it and will move on because they say he's changed, whatever. I don't hear Gypsy out there apologizing. I don't hear Gypsy out there being accountable for his actions. I don't hear Gypsy out there atoning. I don't hear Gypsy apologizing. I hear Gypsy telling everybody to go fuck themselves. I hear Gypsy saying, where you at? I hear Gypsy saying, how fucking dare you? I hear Gypsy saying he's going to punch people in the face. How many red flags do you need, bro?
He has anger problems, like I said.
How many red flags do you need, bro?
Well, he doesn't work here at the moment.
Well, but what I'm saying, for you to say, yeah, fuck that guy. I want to hear it. I want you to look me in my face and say, yeah, fuck that guy.
Well, I don't want to.
Well, because why?
Does he help pay for the show?
Oh, okay. Well, there it is.
He put in like a good $400 or $500.
Well, there it is. So you worked him out of money, and you could possibly work him out of money again.
He agreed to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sure.
I don't think I would do it again. It's a headache. It's too much. He got the cops called, and the cops actually got me out of there safely. But
yeah,
he actually did the right thing. And I liked the part where he pulls out Gary's leg, and then we picked it up and then doubled down. That actually saved the match. He actually added something to the match. He took it away, but he also added to it. So you take the good with the bad. That's what I did.
Dude, okay. You know what that's like? That's like having a chick, and she's got 37 red flags, and then she's hot. And you're like, but she's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, dude. Let me tell you.
Not until I'm like that.
Let me tell you. When you watch this back, you're going to go, my God, the red flags. My God, how did I ever defend this? And you're going to look back and you're going to see. And this is why I'm here with you, is because I want you to realize the mistakes that you're making and fix them and get your fucking shit together. Because you're going to wind up dead or in jail. I'm telling you. If you keep doing the shit you're doing, you wind up dead or in jail. Is that what you want?
No.
What do you want?
I think Gypsy, he's going to go his separate way. I don't want to say fuck him, but, we're going to go our separate ways. As far as him being a predator, there's definitely, there's signs. But all he said was, I need a ride to the gym. But, like you said, that's getting to know somebody. So there could be more to that. I'm not going to say, like, there wasn't or there wasn't. It's like, I can't be 100% sure one. But I'm leaning towards maybe he was trying to get to know her. But, I don't know. She trains at that school. He was already training at the school with her.
You're sitting here defending him again. Do you understand that you're sitting here defending him again?
It's just like I can't 100%. I can't be the judge 100% if I don't know the full story. And you know what I mean? Like I talked to him about other people about it that looked into it, and that's what we came up with. Like that's what we're thinking. Like it's not 100% clean cut. Like the thing with other people is 100%.
Mm-hmm.
This is more like something that but we got to look into it. We can't just like cancel it. We have to look. Everybody gets their fair like trial. Look into it. He's not working for my company. I don't want him back, but I can't. I'm not gonna accuse him of something because then he can, he could sue me for slander. I can't do that.
Yo, he's not gonna sue anybody. All right, so this is another thing, and I'll just get into this real quick. When it comes to pro wrestling and suing and going to court, all you fucking idiots. Nobody's going to court. Nobody's getting lawyers. People don't realize you guys have no money. You guys are arguing over $200 for a lawyer to even talk to you. It's $350 an hour.
Yeah, that's what I told the microphone guy. He hit me. It is what it is. He's like, I'm gonna call and sabotage your next show, whatever.
Like, sure, whatever. That's all he can do, really.
Yeah.
Okay. To be honest, they can beat you up. They can fuck up your shit. Like, if this was me and you fucked me over, I'd find your car and throw a brick through your windshield. And then I'd be like, oh, wait, he doesn't have a fucking car. Well, now I have to throw a brick at his face. And then I wouldn't do it myself. I'd go find a crackhead and I'd say, you see that kid over there? I need him punched in the face. And I'll give you $100 for crack. And the crackhead will walk over there and he will knock you the fuck out. And then this $100 will be laying on the ground and I will be nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
That's justice. Because that's how I do it. I'm not going to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? That's what would be done. And then I would be satisfied.
Another thing about Gypsy. Did he text that or did he mention that in person? I want to go to the gym. Was it text? Because I don't know.
It was a text on Facebook.
So that makes it bad. If you put it in a text, then you're reaching out to somebody when you're not there.
Yes. That's extra bad.
Yeah.
It's extra bad. That's what I'm saying. It looks really bad. It looks really bad. And this was all before your show. This is what we were trying to tell you. Like, you shouldn't be associating with this fucking guy. And then, dude, in my opinion, he ruined your show. Like, I don't think he saved your match. I thought that spot where he grabbed the leg looked fucking awkward as hell. And he completely took away from your match. And he was out there for every match. Like, he was completely part of the show. To be fair, so was Chris Anino. It was like, was it their show? Like, because they were out there constantly.
They felt like they had the right to be out there, and they weren't going to listen to each other because they're like, I'm not listening to him. I'm not listening to him.
Right, and I guess both of them are money marks.
They're marks for themselves. They wanted to put like Lucha and Marzano, the same thing. They put themselves over.
Right, and this is the problem. You have a couple of these money marks.
Untrained guys running around in the circus.
Dude, it was so bad. Like, so bad.
Literally thinking they own the place.
Yeah, like, so bad. Like, embarrassingly bad. I wish, do you have the whole show recorded somewhere? Like, it needs to...
The Infuso has the hard cam and everything.
Yeah, it needs to be...
It could be on IWTV.
Yeah, like, the whole show. Because it's the worst show I've ever seen, by far. But to that, like, when it's so bad, you have to see it. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
My last show I thought was really good, though.
No, your last show in September, you actually had, like, really good workers that did really good matches.
A to Z. Like,
yeah, top to bottom. You had a great show. Horrible management.
The only thing I didn't like was that all the tag teams wanted to go on right in the first half. So it was repetitive. Yeah. But that was on you guys.
Well,
but first half, brother.
Yeah, well, that's the pacing thing, but it doesn't matter on the indies, honestly. Yeah. But okay, so going forward, let's wrap this up. Tell me how Dalton is going to be better. I want Dalton to real happy and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I want you to tell me how you're going to make things better. You're going to be a good boy. You're not going to rip people off anymore. You're going to prepay your workers. And when FYW comes back, it's going to be better than ever because I learned my lessons. So what's next for Dalton? Like, have you learned anything from this? Or is this just the best day of your life?
I can't depend on the gate. I can't depend on the gate to pay the boys or to pay for the ring or anything or the venue. Everything's got to be prepaid that I know is going to be there. I know that's going to rely on. There's certain guys, if I prepay them, maybe they'll just mess with me because they know it's Dalton. Screw him. I'll take the money and not show up and then laugh at him with my friends. And then I'll go on the internet and say, oh, that show sucked. And then try to get on the next one and do the same thing again. Dirtbag Dan. But like, I have to. That's why I announced the March 19th show. The restaurant's like, wrestling's not really something we do. So we need a new venue. I'm being responsible, giving more time to promote, save money, so I have the funds for the next show. I'm gonna square up with Balls' family, the mother and the son. They're good
$500.
Yep, and I'm seeing them at Icons in March. And
are you full of shit? Is that why you're laughing?
No, because it's Icons.
Oh, because it's Icons and the Feinstein.
But, the food drive, like I said, we tried to go there. They said they're open. They're not. I guess I'll take that with me today. We're in Tom's River. I'll figure it out next week. There's a couple people on my roster that I work with that are going to try to get sponsors with me. That way we're more prepared, we're more professional, and I'm going to have some producers work with me to get the next show running smoother. And we're going to advertise a little stronger, more cleaner. We're not going to book wrestlers that are canceled. We're going to try to stay clear of that.
What about booking wrestlers that are untrained?
I still want to do Lucha versus Marzano with you as the ref.
I'm not being on your show. All right, let me tell you something. How do you feel about the fact that your next show is probably the most anticipated indie show in New Jersey right now? For the simple fact that everybody can't wait to watch you fail and to see what a train wreck it's going to be. Like, do you intend to prove these people wrong?
We got a lot of eyes on us, and people are watching. All eyes on me. So we just got to give them a show. FYW ran 3 shows since July. They said the first show wasn't going to happen, and it happened. And the second show, we went even harder with big names. And, I still owe a couple guys, but I still got all my teeth in my mouth, even though they're a little broken. I was kidnapped by Gary Wolf. We had that great angle. And now the third show, I tried my best. I had good intentions behind it. I thought we were going to be able to generate a little more. Can't rely on the door. That's the main thing. You cannot rely on the door. A lot of promoters, they rely on the door. This doesn't just happen in me. I just allowed it to happen in me because I gave guys like V and Fuso access to my show and stuff. This happens a lot.
I started it.
Yeah. But I didn't want to blame you. But
well, yeah. Well, we can shoot fair. I can take it. Like we can shoot fair.
I gave access that most promoters, 99% of promoters would say, no, I'm conducting business, no cameras. They would get tough, I let everybody. I had envelopes ready. I tried. I knew who I wasn't supposed to pay, who I was told I didn't have to pay. And because they were put up in a room by a vendor. When I get to that. I have to take care of my people first that I talked to, that I promised. It's not a crazy amount. And then I'm going to do right by Balls. And I'm not done. Like I said, I'm not done. The kid's a great cameraman. He's crazy, so smart, creative kid, talented. I hung out with him at the ECW Arena. He's a good kid. He looks just like his dad. And I'm not done working with him. I still want to be his friend. I'm going to do right by him. Gary Wolf, he's good friends with him. Gary's good with me. And we're going to keep working together. Hopefully go to other states and do stuff. Because we're not done working together. I would just ran out of money. People got to understand. You can't. If I have no money, like at the last show in September, you literally said, people were asking me for money. You literally said out loud, he has no money. That's what happened. I had no money. Like I had $100 in my Cash App or 75, I forget what. I said Delaware 50. I sent him 50 more the next day.
And you still owe him $75.
Well, that was Gypsy's. Like I said, that was Gypsy's guy, but it's my show at the end of the day. So his driver's $70. I still got to pay the driver. So I had to get Gary though a certain amount. Gary was the headliner.
So you still intend to make it right by all these people?
it's just Hellaware at this point, and the mic guy. But the mic guy is just people told me not to even pay him. People told me to. So
your advisors. Who's the wise man for Dalton? Who's the advisor? I don't know. This is so interesting. I just can't stop talking to you.
I talked to a few other promoters, and I was like, do I have to really pay this guy like the $200? Like I showed it, I said it
like that's shitty. Do you understand? Like you're supposed to be here atoning, and you're supposed to be. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna do good.
But he punched me in the eye.
But you're sitting here on fucking camera, okay, admitting right now. Well, I'm gonna do better business, but I ain't paying those fucking guys. Like
the mic, because he punched me in the eye, and he brought me in a million group chats. I'll get around to it, but he's like texting me nonstop.
Who's gonna get paid first, the mic guy or Doo-Hop?
Probably Doo-Hop. Doo-Hop deserves. I like Doo-Hop more than it's. He's pissing me off. The lower he goes on the totem pole, the more he pisses me off.
Who?
The microphone guy.
Oh.
Doo-Hop and me are cool. Doo-Hop never even said anything about me.
No, like
I saw
this is the thing. When we pulled up to your show, we didn't expect to be paid. And this is the thing. This is why I'm mad at the other workers, like the other wrestlers that are on your show. Like, you have to look at who you're wrestling for. Like, I get bookings all the time from 12-year-old kids who want me to wrestle in their backyard. You know, if I just said, "Oh, cool, I'm booked January 8th at 2 p.m. at this address for $300, I'll be there," and then I pull up and it's a 12-year-old kid in his yard and he has no money, that's on me. Yeah. It's on me for not looking into it. So when these guys show up at your show and expect you to give them $300 and you don't because... What did you expect? He's a 23-year-old fucking idiot. Like,
yeah.
Full offense. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect $1 out of you. You know why I came to the show? Because Chad Mines covered Heath Slater. Chad Mines assured me Heath Slater was covered. I was working with Heath Slater, Rhett Titus, and Tarzan Duran, who are three amazingly talented people. And I said, this is awesome for me. I don't care.
Owe Chad, the reason it was over about 1,000, because Heath Slater, he covered half of Heath.
Yeah.
Heath charged about, I'm not going to say the exact number, it was close to $2,000, and I got about half of it.
Yeah, Chad. And Chad told me he covered the other half, which is, again, fine.
So, yeah.
That's just a business agreement, whatever, who cares? You know, that's nobody's business. Every single Chad paid for it. Like, well, who cares?
Heath and I are cool, I saw
him. But like I'm saying, to me, and that match and everything was a great experience. The darkness pissed me off because it was dark and you had no lighting. Mm-hmm. But the experience was fine. Again, I wasn't expecting to be paid. I told my brother, I said, "Yo, he's going to pay you $100." He goes, "Yeah, fucking right." And I said, "No, he said he's going to pay us. He's going to fucking pay us. Because that's just business and that's just right." So you don't feel bad at all about what happened with Chris Anino? You don't feel bad that he tried to kill himself?
I didn't really go into that because it was over. Your hat blew away.
Yeah.
I mean, he made the deal. He told me on the phone. Gary told me too. Did he try to kill himself? I don't know how. Like, did he go to the hospital?
All right. Well, he told me that you lied to him. He told me that you misled him. That nothing you said of how it was gonna go was true. So. You're telling me what a disarrangement you have with him. I'm going to have to talk to him and find out if what you're saying is true, because I don't know yet. But basically, he was so upset about that he was suicidal, and he said that he felt useless, used, wasted, and he just wanted to swallow a bottle of pills. And I said, "Dude, please do not do that. Please." I said, "I don't know you very well, but I care about you. I said, you have people that you're important to in your life." And he's like, "I just want to swallow the pills and let this nightmare be over." And I said, "No, this is a temporary problem and a temporary situation. Dalton's just a little shitbuck. Do not hurt yourself over him or this situation. You're going to get through this and you're going to be okay. If you feel like this, please go to the hospital, talk to them."
I mean, he's also like mental though.
He is. So he went to the hospital though. He goes, "Okay, dude, I'll go."
He tried to fight the cameraman. It'll probably been in the documentary. He tried to fight V.
Yeah. So he went.
Camera guy. He's out of his mind. He's through a chair.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, he's very emotional. He's right. So he texted me that he went to the hospital and he said that they're going to take my phone and they're going to hold me and take me for an evaluation. And I said, "You need all that." And I said, "So I'm glad you're there." And now I haven't heard from him because he was there. But But he's okay, and he didn't kill himself. He went to the hospital instead. But regardless of whether you want to claim the energy, accept responsibility, I always say that. You know, I've had bad business dealings with people, and it's not my fault if they hurt themselves. You know, but at the same time, I would feel horrible that they feel horrible.
Yeah, I do, but like at the same time, I gotta put out there that like when you bring in when you vendor, he put them in the room. They were with him. He made a separate poster. He brought them in. He was the vendor. He told me, these are people you don't have to pay. I got it. Same thing with the Graysons. He brought in the Graysons.
Okay.
He said, he hits me with, I paid the Graysons. I'm like, okay. He's like, you owe me. I'm like, all right, I'll get you this week. Cool. That's what he said to me. And then after the fact, he hits me with this person. When he told me on the phone, I don't have to worry about paying these people. And he's like, oh, they just want gas money. And I'm like, okay, I was sending them gas money. And this wasn't good enough for him, and he's making these bullshit group chats and stuff. And then like the next thing, I hear he's in the hospital. That's upsetting to hear, but it was a fucking wrestling show. Things changed. The venue had to change. I did what I could. The show wouldn't even happened if I didn't find a new venue like that. I did the best I could with what I had. I turned chicken shit and made chicken salad. 7 good matches. Maybe 4 of them were good out of 7.
You took chicken shit and made chicken shit, to be fair. What about, are you going to stop doing horrible things like the way you talk to people online? For example, I think you said you were going to sodomize somebody. You said
I got that from Gary. Gary says that sometimes. It's just like a rib.
And you said you were going to rape Pinky Sanchez.
Nah, I don't use that word ever like that. You can't use that word.
I think you said sodomize.
I'd say I'll fuck, he needs to get
fuck you
in the ass, like he needs a dick in his ass, but I don't ever use the R word, like.
Are you bisexual?
No, I'm straight. But I just say that like to shock value. I like to think outside the box, say crazy things. I don't really think anything of it. Cause like one time.
But people take that as like threats of assault, threats of rape.
Yeah,
like,
but
you think nothing of it.
It's just Sanchez. If you give me like someone other than Sanchez, I'll be like, all right, it's just Sanchez.
It's just Sanchez.
Sanchez is dramatic, and I was on the phone with him last night for 45 minutes just arguing. I don't even know why I answer. He just goes back and forth to me and talks shit. Like he's out of his mind. He's bored.
Yeah. Okay.
He's nuts, dude. Chad bought him a crib, and then he accuses Chad.
All right. After these events, the internet's having a meltdown. Everybody in pro wrestling wants to see you burned in effigy, hung from a tree. Everybody wants you dead. People wanted to see you punched in the face. It's over for Dalton. It's over for Dalton. Everybody wants you killed for robbing from people, not paying people, screwing people over, being a piece of garbage. And what is your response? You go online and you post a picture of yourself eating shrimp carbonara with wine and saying another successful event. And I'm laughing because this was the greatest troll I've ever seen. You were the biggest piece of shit. But like, it popped me though, because you're being such an asshole.
It's wrestling.
But
It's just wrestling.
But do you understand? It's wrestling.
It's a show. It's just entertainment.
But do you understand that it's just a show, it's just entertainment. You wasted people's time. You robbed from them.
I didn't waste their time.
Yes, you did. The microphone guy. You think he wanted to leave his wife, leave his kids, leave his house, leave his friends, whatever the fuck he wanted to do on a Saturday night to stand at your show for 4 hours for free?
He has all that video footage he sent to his boy. He's like, oh, I'm going to send this to my cousin. He was entertained. It was fun. It was like
Delaware drove all the way up from Delaware, bled his actual human blood all over the bar for $175 that you didn't even give him. And you're bragging, it's just a show, man. It's just for entertainment.
He's going to wait behind the car and DJ Hyde gets out of the car. He's like, you want to fight me on Dalton's next show, huh? And then like you play DJ Hyde's music in the background. We hype that up. That's it. That's all these guys want. They just want to work.
So you like, even though it was real life, you turn it into a work.
That's what me and Gary did. It was great.
You took the real life him being pissed off and wanting you dead,
and we turned it into a match
that nobody bought a ticket for. Nobody gave a shit about.
Somebody came from Illinois to see it.
You keep moving and then fucking my camera out. You wiggle too much.
Somebody came from Illinois to see the show, actually.
One person.
Yeah, and I think people came from Connecticut.
Okay, you sold 30 tickets.
People came for it, definitely.
30 people?
I'd say closer to 70.
You didn't sell out Madison Square Garden, bro.
I'd say closer to 70, right?
Oh, if you had 35 people there, tops.
In the whole room, though?
Yeah. Yeah, besides workers and camera people, and I mean, half the people there were... People want to show up to your next show just to film it, just to mock you. Like every single fucking person I know texted me and says, please tell me you'll be at the next Dalton show to film it. Or, I'm coming to the next Dalton show to film it.
They gotta buy a ticket. My mom even told me I gotta be careful with my comps. I gotta put my foot
No,
down.
listen, and for real, because you're gonna have, if you really do run another show, you're gonna have 300 fucking people pull up. And all because you have the most anticipated show now. They all want to be there now.
You should be on.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You should be on this show.
Listen, maybe I'll fuck around and find out, and there's 300 people there, and it's going wild. You know me, I'll just get in the fucking ring and do what I want. What's the promoter going to do about it? Nothing and like it. So, you didn't hear about what I did at SWF. I'll tell you that in a minute. But, so it's just a show to you. It's just entertainment to waste all these people's times. That Chris Anino is going to the hospital because he wants to kill himself, of the way you're bragging how well the show went when this man is suicidal over it. Like, and you're just laughing. You're just fucking laughing.
He's getting emotional.
You're just laughing.
It's just, Chris is out of his mind. You gotta understand. It's not like...
So your excuse for these people, wasting these people's times, making them feel horrible, used, wasted...
Nobody should feel horrible, though.
They do! You used and abused and lied and manipulated people.
Who?
Everybody! Literally fucking everybody. Okay? I'm smart enough to know you're not going to pay me. Okay? These other people trusted you.
Well, hell, where I owe $70.
How's anybody ever going to fucking trust you again? How everybody's like, oh, I can't wait for the next Dalton show. I said, how's he ever going to have a show? He's ruined every venue in the Ocean County between you and the other scummy promoters around here.
I got enough talent that I work the show. Come on. I've studied from Rob Fury. The band will stand.
Listen, Marzano is not talent. Lua is not talent.
We could survive without them, but I'm not going to fire them.
But what I'm saying is, I feel like you're remorseless, and I was really hoping spending time with you today and getting through to you would make you go, man, I'm a piece of shit. I never want to do that again. And no, instead you just sat here and said, oh, this is just entertainment. Like, dude, fuck you. I'm taking you home.
So come on.
Dude, fuck you.